career is not really about what you think you can do. There's so many factors that help you with your career choice. Yes, we all ignore our parents. You can't choose what you want for me, but sometimes there's a saying that goes, what an adult sees sitting on a tree, you as a child you can't, or sitting down, you as a child you can't see sitting on a tree. For me, I've always wanted to be in the media and theater. This is what I've always wanted to be. My mother never wanted it. She wanted law, simply because I could talk. She's like, oh, you should do law. Yes, growing up I realized that if I were a lawyer I would still be good, because truth be told, even if I was to sell shoes now I would be good doing it, because I'm a dedicated person, so I don't care what I do. But there's so many people who just blame their parents for everything, blame their siblings, blame people around them. Take responsibilities. What career choice have you made? What error do you think you have encountered? How can you straighten this up?
So I saw something yesterday on Instagram, and it said the typical African parent, if you're not a lawyer, you're not a doctor, and you're not an engineer. You're a failure. Not really.
Add accounting to it.
Accountant, lawyer, engineer, doctor.
Four, yeah.
Okay, so we'll say those four.
Okay.
If you're not in those four, you're a failure. Or there's somebody now added his own. He said, or married to a rich man.
A very good career choice. Yeah.
You're a failure. Yes, in Nigeria, that's what it is. Our parents send us to school and say, for bragging rights of, my child is a doctor, my child is a lawyer, my child is an engineer, without thinking what the child likes, without paying attention to, this child doesn't really like going to biology, chemistry, and physics classes. This child is succeeding more in arts and theater and other things. I'm going to use myself as an example. Well, my parents wanted Dr. Zainab. They ended up getting Dr. Zainab, but that's just in paper. In reality, I don't want anything close to Dr. Zainab. I don't even want to see a hospital. I don't want to pass it by.
So you went through all the rigors. You went through
all
medical school.
Medical school, residency.
Yes.
The whole 9 years.
I even worked.
Right? So at which point did you decide no?
When I was old enough to move back to Nigeria and not need my father's money to pay school fees.
I was meant to be a lawyer. I loved to be a lawyer.
Okay.
But I couldn't make the cutoff. I found myself in English and Literary Studies department.
Okay.
I had intended to leave after my year one I wanted to write JAMB, then go back to law. But I found myself in my second semester, year one. There was a course they introduced, Introduction to Oral Literature. And the course spoke a lot about what I wanted to be in the future.
Okay.
I embraced it and remained in the department. And if you place law and place English and Literary Studies, I would choose English and Literary Studies.
I'm that girl who was in science class in secondary school.
Yeah.
And when it was time to register for WAEC, I registered literature, government, and all the art courses. And my principal sent for my dad. Your daughter's gone mad. But the thing is, Zainab is right. Our parents always feel they know what is good for us. But what I've learned over the years from my experience and now being a parent myself is it is important for you to study the likes of a child, what their interests are, what tickles their fancy. I have two girls. One of them tells me she wants to be an architect. I can smell it from the way she talks and everything. She scrutinizes building even at her age.
Wow.
My daughter wants to be a doctor and a model. It's quite a combination, right?
Quite.
but we go for it if that's what you want.
Yeah.
My son is not quite sure. He wants to be a pilot, he wants to be a sports journalist, he wants to be a chef. He cooks real good, but he's just 10. So
He still has the rest of his life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're leaving the options open. What did I end up doing? I read theater arts because I grew up watching Comfort Okoronkwo on NTA and thinking, I like this. I want to do this. If I'm not in front of a camera or microphone, my own nicotine, I should be in court. And if I'm a lawyer, I'm going to be too radical. So I chose, well, lower I get into trouble. I don't want to go to prison like the Fania and Fire Me and all of that. I don't have that strength. I think broadcasting would do. I can still change the world doing that. So I settled for broadcasting. So I read theater arts, majoring in media arts, and doing my master's in media arts. It's fulfilling. For me, career is about passion.
Yeah.
If I can do it for free and I get paid for it, why not?
Yeah.